Well, good Monday morning. No, what day is it? It's Wednesday. Good Wednesday morning. I'm here in the shop. We're about to get the grain buggy hooked up. Robert's on the buggy tractor, and he's backing her in here to hook up. So let's help him get this grain car hooked up. You know, I just thought of something. We ain't got no hydraulics on that tractor. Dang it! And it's a 540 PTO and the buggy's 1,000. Dadgummit, we ain't gonna be able to use it. But you know the 4th of July is getting close when the A is running. Robert's been, they got me moved over here with the grain cart, and Robert went back to get the trailer truck, and he said it wasn't started. He had to put a new battery cable on it. But monitor says I have cut 641 bushel over here. Says we're making 78 bushels to the acre, but that is climbing because, as you can tell, we've got all the outside rows. Right through here where we doubled up on the nitrogen was some super good wheat. Like 120 to 130 bushels an acre. But we'll try to get a truckload here and cut. Well, this should be the first unload on the go for the year. We're showing 786 bushel. Our truck holds about 800. Well, a little over 800. I had 827 on it this morning. But let's see if we can't unload on Robert here. Do this one-handed. One feature I like about that climate there, it's got them little bars, you see, and that is it breaks this header into sections, and automatically, if you're taking a partial swath, automatically does that for you. Sometimes when you're around a fence row, you've got to turn that function off because the trees kind of mess with the GPS. But when you get out here in the center of the field, you can use it, and that works real nicely. We're running along here about 3.3 miles per hour. I normally cut weight about 3.5 or so, but this is a little better weight than normal. It's bouncing from kind of all over the place. It's mostly running from 80 to 100, so y'all can just kind of see it do its thing right there. Yeah, happy with the yield so far. I don't think we're into the best wheat yet. I have seen some pretty variable swings. Oh yeah. It gets me psyched up watching that green paint work. Everybody talks about going green. We've been green for years. I'm back on truck driving duty. Me and old Blue. You my boy, Blue. Freight. There's a reason they call them freight shakers. Because it does shake. So, got the air conditioner. One good thing about old Blue. And I probably shouldn't say this because they'll quit working. But old Blue has good air conditioner. Hey, I better call the elevator and let them know what this load's gonna be. Our old combine is a straw walker combine, and it don't grind that straw up like these rotaries, and it's got an older style chopper, and it looks a lot like there's it's leaving a lot of straw on top, but I mean it's not really that much. It's not it just don't shred it as fine as these newer combines. But one thing I like about it, instead of it shredding it up into a bunch of little pieces and then falling down here on the ground, and you gotta cut through a lot of residue drilling, and weight dust got me choked up. Most time that straw stays up here on top of this, and that drill, as them openers comes through, kind of brushes it to the side, and you ain't got to cut through it. Now where we have had problems before is if you got a heavy traffic area and then you got a lot of straw to cut through. We have had trouble like that, but we've always got a good stand of beans, and I shouldn't stay at because we won't this year, but we've always got a good stand of beans behind with the drill behind the combine there. Back on cart duty. First time in the cart this year. Got a whoop on her. Ain't nothing worse than having to wait on the cart if you're the combine man. And ain't nothing worse than having to catch the combine if you're the buggy man. Whoa, girl! Yeah! Downshift. I might have done this a time or two, or 3 or 4. We are perfectly in the middle. Now watch us make a mess. Should have been in B range. Alright, I gotta put y'all down. He's topping the cart off, and I gotta have all hands on deck. Alright. If you see that hydraulic oil splatter on the auger, yeah, pull the bucket out of the shed, auger would not raise. Don't know why. I think we've got either a hydraulic line collapsed or a bad tip on the SCV. But what we had to do was we had to crack the line, the return line on the auger, raise it up, tighten the line back up, and that auger there's got a place where you can bolt it up solid, and we had to bolt it up solid. Now I'm gonna pull up here, gonna shift down an 8 range out on my tractor down, see if we can't get lined up. Normally about a 2-foot gap between the dual and the truck. Alrighty, put the tractor in neutral, idle it all the way down, that's very critical. So we're going to pull out slightly, push that up, auger should start turning, watch for weight coming out the auger, see a little bit coming out the auger. We'll push that lever forward and that opens the gate. See the rod, we'll get a little more fuel. And then we'll finish opening our gate. You gotta be very gentle with these cars because there's a shear bolt up in the grain tank that you can break. So that's why it's very critical that you idle your tractor all the way down when you turn the PTO on, and it's very critical that you always get the auger cleaned out good before you shut the auger off. I would never overload a tractor. That's a 32-foot arbor bottom, but you're just pulling it behind a single axle truck. I mean, this trailer's just right for the truck, but man, I wish we had a bigger trailer sometimes. I like this buggy driving deal when you're making good weight. You stay busy. It's about like shelling corn. Come up here, Granny. It's all about the angle of approach. There we go. Here we go. Y'all get the gesture. Combine, unload, unload, repeat till done. Y'all let him get his auger cleaned out. Always an excellent time to check your cell phone, see if you've gotten any calls or messages. You know, farming has got its challenges. It ain't all sunshine and roses. This spring has been challenging. You know, we've had some We've had some weather to deal with, lots of rain, and had to do a little replanting. But it hadn't been terrible. And I think every spring's always like that. Some are just a little easier than others. But days like today, I remember why I wanted to farm. You get that one day when everything just goes right. You're cutting some good weight. It's a beautiful, pretty day. It just makes you remember all over why you fell in love with farming. I'm not gonna lie, there was a time this spring when we was having all that trouble with those sprayers. And I honestly wondered to myself why I wanted to deal with this. But it's days like today that makes me remember why I wanted to farm as a kid. That's all I've ever wanted to do since I was a little boy. That's all I've ever wanted to do and all I ever thought about doing. I grew up on a tractor with my granddaddy. Some of my earliest memories was with my granddaddy cutting weight on the John Deere 4400 combine. It had an area behind the seat, and I was about probably Walton's age, and I would stand up behind the seat of that 4400 combine as he cut weight. That's just random thoughts with Dylan. I've got to go catch Robert. He's ready to unload. But, you know, days like this is the one that makes me appreciate farming. You know, I get the freedom to set my own hours and come and go as I please. And not many people get to do that. And yeah, I have to work sometimes when I really don't want to. But I still really enjoy it. It's just some days are harder than others. Guys, she's flat to the ground. But I'm gonna tell you something, it's the best daggum weight I've ever cut. It's bringing the old 9400 to her knees. I've seen 140 on her, and yes, it is calibrated. I promise it's calibrated. The whole fields is not doing this on yields, but I'm just gonna say, I'll put it this way, I've cut the best weight I've ever cut in my life today. Today has been a good day so far. We still got some day left, and I hope today continues to be a good day. But I am tickled to death with Wheat 2021. Oh, it's just, I don't know. This is fun. This is fun. I am having fun for a change.